to our webinar, Bali Women in Tourism Summit and Research to 2025. And also good morning to our friends in Europe and good afternoon also in Asia and good evening Australia, especially in Sydney. So this webinar is brought to you and organized by Institute Tourism International. I'm Ratna, the Bata Bali Nusa Tenggara Chapter Secretary General. Have a privilege to moderate this webinar. Introducing Team Institute of Tourism Director, Dr. Reza. Thank you very much for your always support. Executive Board members, Dr. Talib Rifai, Professor Francisco Frangali, former Secretary of UN Tourism, and Board member Dr. Nimadi Ekamadevi from Bali Tourism Polytechnic Ministry of Tourism, Republic of Indonesia. We would like to thank you all distinguished speakers who are here today and the UN Tourism. Thank you for everyone who joined the webinar from different platforms, YouTube, Facebook, etc. All the speakers' bio and presentation will be on our website and available from tomorrow on their dedicated pages. Later, should you have any research paper and questions, please feel free to write and will be replied accordingly and will be remain on the website. We would like also to invite you to join our coming webinar on what are eco-lots and eco-resorts. Lessons, challenges, and investment will be held on the 27th of March at 6 p.m. Bali time, 5 p.m. Jakarta time, with Mr. Agus Mausada. He's the Vice Chairman of Chamber of Commerce and Industry of Indonesia and the head of Nawacita Pariwisata Indonesia. And other distinguished speakers, which are also mainly from Bali, and will be moderated by Mr. Ross Woods from Hotel Investment Strategic Asset Management. Welcoming also the board member, executive board member of Institute of Tourism International. We would like to introduce the speakers, which are, we will have 10 distinguished ladies. So first is Ms. Ida Ayu Indah Justikarini from Bali Government Tourism Authority, Head of Marketing Tourism. Thank you, Ibu. Professor Dina Mutiara from Chairwoman Hildikti Pari University of Pelita Harapan. Dr. Putu Diah Sastri Pitanatri, the Head of Research Center and Assistant Professor of Bali Tourism Polytechnic Ministry of Tourism of Republic of Indonesia. Ida Ayoka Purnamawati, Founder, Owner, Finance Director of PT Putra Husada Jaya, which is also called Bali Royal Hospital, or we know as BROS, Director of MMC Medical Center, Founder Nirvana Wedding, Founder, Owner PT Puja Mulia Utama, and also Secretary General of Bali Medical Tourism Association of BMTA, Fonus, Board Member. Number 5, Dr. Dia Permana Tirtawati, Co-founder and Director of Sales and Marketing PT Melali Mais. And then we have Dr. Putu Sucita Yanti, Associate Professor, Coordinator Research Center Tourism Faculty Udayana University in Bali. Next, we will have Ms. Budi Santika, Tourism Lecturer of Uniknas University, Bali. Then we'll have Mrs. Gusti Ayu Agung Indah Trimafuyuda, or we call her Ke Indah, Chairwoman of Bali Theme Park Association, or we call Putri, Managing Director of True Bali Experience, Commissioner of Jungle Gold Bali, which is chocolate, and owner of Bali Horse Riding, and also Fonus board member. Then we will have Miss Janet Denise, Director of Ubud Riders and Readers. And then the last one, we will have Miss Tracy Gronefeld, founder of Bali Health Hub. So, all right, without further ado, let's welcome Miss Ida Ayu Indah Suskarini from Bali Government Authority, Head of Tourism Marketing, to deliver her opening speech and continue with presentation. Ibu Dayu Indah, time is yours.
Thank you very much, Ibu Ratna, for being our moderator today. We have the same color of red for dresses. The Honorable Director of Institute Tourism Belgium, Dr. Reza Soltani, the executive board members, distinguished speakers, participants, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everybody. My name is Indah Yustikarini. You can call me Indah. I am the representative of Bali Provincial Government. I would like to start my short speech by saying, Om Swastiastu, may the Almighty God bless us all. There is a few points I would like to say on this special moment. Firstly, we would like to extend our honor to be here in the webinar Bali Women in Tourism Summit and Research 2025 that is kindly organized by Institute Tourism Belgium. This is a good chance for Bali to learn from all of the distinguished speakers, especially how we can pay more attention to women in Bali in involving their activities in tourism activity. Last year, participants, dear friends, in April 2024, Bali was the host for the second UN Tourism Regional Conference on the empowerment of women in tourism in Asia and the Pacific, highlighting the importance of women in tourism. Distinguished friends, ladies and gentlemen, Balinese women play a vital role in Bali's tourism industry. We contribute to tourism through many daily activities, such as cultural preservation, environmental conservation, traditional culinary tourism, community tourism, and economy empowerment. For example, cultural preservation, Balinese women are often at the front line to preserve and develop traditional Balinese culture, including art, music, dance, and ceremonies. Meanwhile, in environmental conservation, they are actively involved in environmental initiatives, contributing to sustainable tourism practices and protecting Bali's natural resources. In culinary tourism, Balinese women are known for their culinary skills and play a crucial role in developing traditional culinary tourism, with many running small restaurants and also food stalls. Community tourism, they are also involved in community tourism, helping to create authentic and sustainable tourism experiences for visitors. Economic empowerment, many women in Bali are entrepreneurs in the tourism sectors, contributing to the local economy and also creating jobs for others. However, the vulnerable part is how we, the government, can encourage and also empower the women. Efforts are needed to empower women in the tourism sector, ensuring they have equal opportunities and also access to many resources. What we have done, the Bali provincial government, to encourage and empower our women in many kind of sector or industry. In Bali, our governor's spouse or wife, the first lady in Bali, has initiated a women organizations, the formations of women's organizations that is called as Paikatan Rama Istri, or abbreviated into PAKIS, is an organization that has a goal to empower women and promote gender equality in many sectors, not just tourism sector. And this PAKIS organization is under the Department of Pemajuan Masyarakat Adat or Bali Custom Community Development. Here in this organization, women are encouraged and empowered to take part in cultural traditions and local wisdom of Bali. As we all know or understand, those things are the main potentials for the Bali tourism industry. And dear participants, friends, ladies and gentlemen, before I finish my short speech, because later on I will continue with my brief presentation, I would like to thank the Institute Tourism Belgium and other speakers for sharing your thoughts, your informations to develop a better tourism sector. Last but not least, I'm looking forward to learn from you all. Thank you, Matur Suksema. Om Santi, Santi, Santi Om. Thank you very much, Ibu Ratna. I give the time back to you.
Can we continue with your presentation?
Sure, sure.
Thank you.
Okay. So I will jump on to the international and domestic tourist visits in 2024. So the international tourist visit in 2024 was 6.3 million. It has increased.
Ibu, Dayu bisa di-share slideshow?
Ya, sudah, Niti? Sudah, kalau di sini sudah kelihatan, Bu?
Masih belum. Oke, di atas itu slideshow. Slideshow diklik di atas. Oke.
Di-share di atas. Sebentar, Niti. Sekarang. Sampun, Bu?
Oke, lanjut saja. Masih belum sebenarnya. Oke, sudah. Terima kasih.
Yeah, so the international tourists in 2024 has an increase of 20.10% compared to the 2023, which was 5.3 million visits. Meanwhile, for the domestic tourist visits in 2024, it was 10.1 million visits. It was an increase of 2.45% from 2023, which was 9.8 million visits. But I'm not sure for the rationalization for 50%, as our President Prabowo told everybody has to make a decrease up to 50% for the traveling budget. And then this is the international and domestic tourist visits in 2025. So January to February, we have 1.013 million visits for the international tourists to Bali. Meanwhile, our projection or target for the international tourists in 2025 is 6,500,000 people. And domestic tourist visits in 2025 in January was 900,000 visits. And our projection or target for domestic tourists in 2025 is 10,500,000 people. And this is the data for MICE events in Bali. We choose only the related to health and wellness tourism. MICE events in Bali related to wellness and health tourism. The first one is the International Conference on Tropical Medicine and Infectious Disease, March 2025, and then Bali Beyond Travel Fair, iTalk Forum. For this iTalk Forum, our theme is especially in wellness tourism. And also we have Wellness and Beauty Expo from 27th to 29th of June 2025. And also Bali Jagadita, Trade, Tourism, and Investment. The trade and tourism also have wellness tourism theme in it. Slide. This is the explanation about the MICE event. So the International Conference on Tropical Medicine and Infectious Disease is about the tropical medicine and infectious disease brings together the global experts and researchers to engage in panel discussions, and also they will present as workshop and addressing the latest challenge and advance in tropical medicine and infectious disease. Meanwhile, for Wellness and Beauty Expo is an exhibition event showcasing a variety of wellness products and spa services from various industry players in Bali. Probably my friend later on, Ibu Dia, who will explain further about the wellness and beauty events in Bali. Next slide. And as I said in my previous speech, the contribution of Balinese women in Bali's tourism is significant and multifaceted. Their roles span across culture, economy, community, making them as an essential part of the island's tourism industry. In wellness and traditional healing, many women are involved in spa and wellness tourism, working as therapists in Balinese massage and holistic healing practices. And they also play a role in traditional medicine and herbal remedies, preserving Bali's ancient healing knowledge. And second point, culinary and hospitality industry. Many women work in hotels, restaurants, cafes, offering world-class Balinese hospitality. They run local warungs or eateries, serving authentic Balinese cuisine to visitors. Balinese women are also the backbone of Bali's tourism industry, blending tradition with modernity to create an unforgettable experience for visitors. Their dedication to culture, hospitality, arts, and sustainability ensures that we, Bali, will always be remains as the world famous destination. And because one of our priority to be developed now is health tourism, I just want to give a brief explanation or sharing information about health tourism. As we all know, health tourism principally has two aspects, medical and wellness tourism. Medical tourism is commonly used to describe international travel for the purpose of receiving medical care. And in Bali, we just began or start the operational of the Bali International Hospital located in Sanur. It is one of the special economy zone in health tourism in Indonesia. Meanwhile, in wellness tourism, It is a travel associated with the pursuit of maintaining or enhancing one's personal well-being. Wellness tourism brings the promise of combating the negative qualities or turning travel into an opportunity to maintain and improve our holistic health. And we began to cooperate or work together with the health ministry. So the health ministry issued the certification standard for the traditional health competence as the main responsible roles in wellness tourism industry. Wellness tourism industry standard, wellness tourism service standard, and the traditional professional personnel standards or workers is regulated under the health minister decree. It is very important so that our health workers will have the proof of their competence. Meanwhile, they have to be in competition or competitive situation with the other workers from other countries. And traditional health personnel is someone who has knowledge and skill in traditional health. They do curing and caring with traditional medicine and treatment. Traditional health personnel is divided into two classifications: health personnel in traditional herbal or traditional herbalists, and health personnel in traditional skills. And traditional health personnel is every person who has passed traditional medicine education in accordance with regulations. Traditional health services is a treatment effort that combines acupuncture, massage, and potion techniques rooted in Indonesian culture based on biomedical and biocultural science, which is used in efforts to improve health, prevent health disorders or problems, manage health disorders or problems, and recovery. And also health service facility is a tool that is used to provide health service efforts, whether to promote preventive, curative, or rehabilitative, carried out by the government, regional government, or public. Dear participants, I do think because of the limited time, that is all our brief presentation from the Bali Tourism Office. Thank you very much for having me and have a nice webinar for today. Om Santi, Santi, Santi Om.
Thank you very much, Ibu Dayenda, for sure. Woman power in Bali, right? Especially in tourism. Thank you for your presentation. Ladies and gentlemen, dear friends and distinguished speakers, we will come to the second presentation. It will be delivered by Professor Dina Mutiara Lemi from Chairwoman Hridikti Pari. She will deliver her presentation, She Shapes Tourism, Bali Women in Tourism. But before we begin, I would like to inform that for those who will submit the research paper to Institute of Tourism International will win one door prize will be presented by Sua Sensa. It's an exclusive perfume workshop where you can create your own fragrance guided by expert perfumers. So this will be a door prize given to those who will submit the research paper presented by Ayu Saraswati. All right, without further ado, Professor Dina, time is yours. 10 minutes, please. Thank you.
Thank you, Ibu Ratna. Greetings from Tangerang, Karawaci. the western part of Jakarta. My sincere gratitude to Institute of Tourism for having me in this webinar. I would like to greet the Director of Institute of Tourism, Dr. Reza Sultani, the Board of the Executive Member, Dr. Taleb Rifai, Professor Francisco Frangali, and Dr. Nimade Eka Mahadewi, all distinguished speakers and participants. Good morning and good evening. So we are celebrating today the women in tourism, and especially in Bali. My topic today is about she shapes tourism. Yes, we women shapes tourism. A lot of data has said that we women shapes tourism, especially in Bali, because even though everywhere in this world, women is coloring and shaping tourism, but for Indonesia, Bali is the barometer for tourism, our national tourism. So it is very important to see what is happening with tourism, with women in Bali tourism. So I have my presentation is highlighted in 4 main sections. It's about women empowerment in tourism, the landscape of women into Indonesia's tourism, and also Bali, and then some research findings and conclusion. I think I should introduce myself. I'm Dina Mutiara Lemi. Currently, I'm the chairwoman for the Hildikti or Association of Indonesia Tourism Tertiary Education. Our member is all of the higher education of institution in Indonesia. And currently, I also hold the role as the Dean for Faculty of Hospitality and Tourism in Pelita Harapan University, Jakarta. So today, I think related to my role as the chairwoman in Hildikti Pari, I will more highlighted my presentation to the education of the higher education. So according to SDGs number 5 about gender equality, women and the children, yeah, and are given a special emphasis in tourism, and the empowerment of women in tourism is very high, because as the tourism itself is an industry that is directly impacting the livelihood of people, and women usually become the front person in every family, in every communities, in their everyday roles. In Indonesia, yeah, the data said that 54% of tourism workers are women in Indonesia itself. So we can see that from this data, you know, the role of women in tourism in Indonesia is very important. Again, it is not only a formal worker, but also the informal worker. Yeah. In my personal experience, when I was in Bali and having a relaxing time, yeah, in the beach, sometimes I have a conversation with ladies who are offering the mani pedi, yeah, for your nails, yeah, and then sometimes we have a conversation and they are telling that their works, yeah, in doing the mani pedi for tourists and sometimes making braiding the hairs has helped them to continue their house. I mean, their family, to support their family, and they can still become a woman, a worker, yeah, and making money for their family. So we can see that that is a very simple example, yeah, but having a very big impact. So again, this data is very important so that in the future, when we are making education and we are making formal work, we can give more opportunities for women in tourism. While in the gender equality itself, in the SDGs, we see that there are 5 thematic goals regarding the gender equality that have a relationship with tourism. First, tourism provides decent work for women. Okay, this is very important because usually, in tourism, there is a negative connotation about women who works in tourism. So the decent work in tourism area have to be emphasized. And Bali can be a pioneer in this. The second one is women's tourism business lead to women economic empowerment. This is also very important. So it's not only giving decent work, but make the woman leading in the economy. And then tourism education and training promotes gender equality and women's empowerment in the sectors. The fourth theme is that women are leaders in tourism sectors and are represented and influential in decision-making spaces. In fact, I think in the history of Indonesia, we already have several ministries of tourism, a female ministry of tourism. Like nowadays, currently, our Ministry of Tourism is also a woman. And then tourism empowers women to work collectively for justice and gender equality. So these 5 thematic goals is very important. And then in Bali, we have seen the implementation of these 5 thematic goals. The other clear data also said that our Ministry of Tourism supports women's role in increasing Indonesia tourism and creative economy sectors performance. Because again, this industry is giving the opportunity for the woman, not only working in the formal sectors, which demands them to work in a formal time, but also they can do informal work, where they can arrange their own time of working. So again, we see that women have a very important role in supporting the family, in raising the kids. So if the flexible time in working in tourism can also give opportunity for them to raise their kids, then in a bigger framework, we can see that it will strengthening our country, because a strong family support a strong country. Again, our Ministry of Tourism also support strengthening of women's roles in tourism sectors. While in the international world, we also see the many research saying that women having a great role in entrepreneurship, in tourism entrepreneurships, even in the life of event crisis. During the pandemic, the pandemic gives us a lot of lessons learned. And one of them that we can take positively as the role of women in entrepreneurship in tourism. And the other one is from Latin America gendered perspective, where opportunities and challenges of digital competencies of women. This is a good news that, okay, women, we have a lot of domestic roles, but at the same time, our digital literacy is also good. At least that is what the data in Latin America said. I'm sure that in everywhere of the world, this also can happen. And what about Bali? In Bali, there are some formal regulation, that supporting the tourism, the roles of women's tourism in Bali. But not only the formal one, the local wisdom like awik-awik, and then the unwritten forms such as pararem pemaca awik and pararem ngele. I apologize if I said it wrongly. I mean, a lot of local wisdom also support, yeah, the role of women in tourism. So we can say that not only the regulation supporting the women, yeah, to be to have a strong role, yeah, in tourism in Bali, but also the local wisdom is supporting this. This is a very good signal. And again, my message is to strengthen the positive side and to countering back the negative connotation about working in tourism. Because the tourism now is different from what we know about tourism like 20 years ago. Okay. What about in the higher education? Yeah, I make a small research. Yeah, in the national level, I take the sample of 12 big universities. Yeah, and then just taking the data of the tourism study programs. Yeah, from 12 university, the number of lecturers for tourism is 394. 56% of them in the national level are female. 44% are males. Yeah, so this is the sample of national level. But in Bali, yeah, I take also three big universities in Bali, higher educations. The number of lecturers is 211. Yeah, the male lecturers, male professors are still having a bigger portion, 62%, yeah, and the female is 38%. So I think this is an opportunity that we can still motivate a lot of female in Bali to take the role of as a lecturer. Yeah, so it is already significant, 40%. Yeah, it's not balanced yet, but of course there is an opportunity. We can say to Ibu Diah Pitanatri, Ibu Dr. Eka Mahadewi, get more female lecturers, yeah, in their institutions, and then further efforts are needed to overcome structural and cultural barriers that limit the development of women's academic careers in the sectors. Yeah, we have some glass ceilings, yeah, in women, but I'm sure that it can be overcome. Yeah, if because the atmosphere in Bali is very supportive. Gender equality by creating a more inclusive and equal educational environment, and then encouraging the active participation of women in leadership and research position can have a positive impact on the world of education and the tourism industry as a whole. Again, Ibu Dr. Eka Mahadewi and Ibu Diah Pitanatri, I think, are the best examples for this. Yeah, and then the involvement of female lecturers in strategic positions such as heads of study program, deans, and rectors, yeah, still needs to be strengthened. And then female lecturers have an important role in shaping the perspective of hospitality, lodging, and community empowerment in the tourism industry. Okay, I think that's all my presentation. I hope it can contribute, yeah, to the horizons about Bali women in tourism. Matur suksema.
Sumamawali. Thank you very much. That's really, I may say so. I was the first female GM in Yogyakarta when I was 33 years old. I remember the late Pak Yopafe came to me, give me flowers. And it was my dream because all the GMs are male. So I said, come on, female, wake up. So I think the numbers that you presented will be increasing, will be more female leaders, will be more female lecturers, especially in the tourism sector. Thank you for your insight.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much.
Thank
you.
you.
Yeah. Dear friends, the next presentation will be presented by Dr. Putu Diasastri Pinanatri. She is the head of Research Center and Assistant Professor of Bali Tourism Polytechnic, Minister of Tourism, Republic of Indonesia. She will be presenting from culture exploration to industry transformation, women travelers, and their impacts on Bali's tourism. Silakan, Ibu Dia.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Can you see my slide? Okay, thank you so much, Ibu Ratna. And it's really hard to speak after Ibu Dina, Prof. Dina, because she always have a very insightful session. I'm going to speak a little bit on a different perspective. Hi, my name is Dia. I'm the head of Research and Community Service Center of Bali Tourism Polytechnic, Ministry of Tourism, Republic of Indonesia. Good afternoon and good morning, everyone. It's really nice meeting you here. Before I come to my presentation, I'd like to start by introducing our campus. We are Bali Tourism Polytechnic, which one of the first higher education in ASEAN and one of the first also in Indonesia. Not only in Bali, we also have 5 sister polytechnics. Our big sister is Bandung Tourism Polytechnic. And then we have Medan Tourism Polytechnic, we have Palembang, we have Makassar, we have Lombok, and we have Bali Tourism Polytechnic. I'd like to start the presentation by the trend of women travelers. There has been a very insightful essay from the Wall Street Journal. They say that the trick to a great marriage is vacation without your partner. Is a vacation without your partner. And looking at to this trend, the solo vacations or women who travel by herself has become a booming business for many kinds of trips. And in the US Consumer Travelers Report in 2023 has mentioned that over 46% of women who are over 55 years old, they travel without their partner. And it is said that it is the secret of their happy marriage. I would not talk about the statistic, but the rise of solo women travel are expanding. And this is actually the research that we've conducted. And also, we find that there's an increase in transportations and the mobilities, of which now transportation has become a very fundamental experience of travel. We also find out that the rise of social media, for example, Instagram and TikTok, has highlighted many attractions, of which women can now be found in everywhere places, in many places in Bali because of Google Maps and reviews from TripAdvisor. And so the research we did was actually looking into the mobility paradox. We find out that there are the new dynamics of mobilities. In terms of research, it's really hard to understand where do they go, what do they do, how do they travel, and this has become an increasingly trends especially in Bali. And what we did is we looked into over 122 reviews from top 50 attractions in Bali. We do a zero-shot classification to understand the differences between men and female travelers. We look into whether they travel as an allocentric or psychocentric, and we look into their needs. And this is some of the results that we find. We found increasingly positive trends of women who are not traveling as couple, family, and friends, but there are an increase of them traveling solo. And we look also into their motivations, and women who travel by themselves have a tendency to fulfill the self-actualization needs and the love and belongingness needs. So maybe go to Bali to find love, maybe. And who are they? And our research has concluded that there's a very strong postures on the allocentric types of guests. And they are the types of women who are the wanderers. They travel out of the box, and they travel to many different places around the area. And especially, we also did, we traced them, quote unquote, and we understood that they are very highly looking into culture. There's a very high centralities on sacred monkey forest, and there are also increase in the tendency for them to go for cooking class, nature, and of course leisure. Especially for leisure, we found the trend is also increasing, not only for shopping center, but also beach clubs. And our next research is looking into does this new types of travel have any impact on the industry. So we do data scraping from a different platform where we look into over 15,000 jobs offered in Bali and Labuan Bajo through data from JobStreet, LinkedIn, Accor, and Haha RMA. And we found out that the shift is not only now top 15 companies who opens most job vacancies are not only in hotels and resort, but number one company who are opening most job vacancy is actually beach club. And of course, because of the industrial is shifting, the skill also demanded by the industry is shifting. That is why this is one of the research that we've conducted in Bali Tourism Polytechnic to understand the skill gap analysis between our current curriculum and what are being demanded by the industry. We don't want our students, when they graduate, they have skills that not being appropriately needed by the industry. And of course, the opportunities of a women-focused hospitality service is increasing. The needs of safe accommodations, women-only retreats, and female guides are also increasing. We found out in the research that there are a growth in wellness and self-care tourism as a result of female travel trends. And then the expanding levels of niche market and new types of tourists like digital nomad, wellness tourism, and luxury female travel has become also an opportunities by the industry. So how can we support? Ibu Prof. Dina has mentioned about She Shapes Tourism, and from the Balinese perspective, as being said that women have been the backbone of tourism industry itself in Bali. From 1930s into the newly moped in a different form of Balinese women have shaped the industry itself. And from the institution perspective, we can support by having a community service dedicated for women. We can also, this is some example that we conduct in many places, and we can also support the womenpreneur from here. The increase of local products being produced by women, and women as the center of the community service participants, not only in Bali, but also in many places in Indonesia, have also become the strategies to include women as part of the ecosystem in tourism. And just to let you know that with the institute itself is being very proactively supporting women as part of the ecosystem. And last year, we've held the second UN Tourism Regional Conference on the empowerment of women in tourism in the Asia and the Pacific. And not only these initiatives, we also looking forward into many collaborations with other institutes and of course higher education level to support women in the ecosystem of tourism. And the future of Bali tourism, as being said, should prioritize on the gender inclusive policies, That is why we need more and more sustainable tourism practice on how to create women economic empowerment. And from the research itself, we understood that women are not just visitors, and especially for Bali, they are no longer becoming a second-class citizen, but they are the contributors of Bali tourism evolutions. And from women, we have more and more of the cultural appreciation. We have more and more economic empowerment, and they contribute to many sustainable development. That would be the end of my presentation. Matur Suksma, please be in touch. This is my WhatsApp number. You can give it a scan, and I'll be more than happy to collaborate with you all. Thank you so much, Om Santi, Om.
Thank you, Ibu Dia. I do agree that female travel is getting more and more. Ever since the movie of Eat, Pray, and Love, there's so many American ladies coming along and say, "Hey, Rana, show me the healer." I said, "Oh my God, he's gone, but his son here." But so they don't want. But that really show that how the communication and movie can impact the female travelers, and I believe so because I myself I love to travel alone. It's just give me some inspiration, a lot of things to learn. But anyway, thank you very much for your insight. Thank you, Ibu Dia. All right, friends, don't worry because all the speakers' bio and presentation will be in our website. Okay, so don't worry. Thank you. All right, next presentation will be presented by Ibu Ida Ayu Okapurnamawati. She's the owner of BROS and also she is the Secretary General of BMTA, which is Bali supposed to be quote unquote medical destination that we are competing with people or Indonesian going abroad to Singapore or to even Penang or other cities in Asia for their health consultation. All right, so Ibu Ida will present the medical tourism in Bali, the potential and the strategy of its development. Silakan Ibu Ida. Time is yours. 10 minutes, please. Hello.
I think she has a little problem with the internet.
Yes, I think.
Hello.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I'd like to share the screen. Can you see it now?
Thank you. Not yet.
Oh.
You are sharing your screen, but we just see your desktop. So,
is it
okay?
Now it's okay. Thank you. Sorry. Yeah. So I'd like to thank you very much for this opportunity. Today I'd like to present. This is actually part of my dissertation. Actually, it's supposed to be a woman empowerment in tourism. I'm going to, of course, highlight about that later on, but let me present my research first. Okay, so the background is actually medical tourism in Bali or in the world actually is a phenomenon based on Ernst & Young. And then why? Because medical tourism market is very huge. According to Modern Intelligence in 2025, medical tourism market could reach around 93.72 billion US dollars and could reach around 218 billion US dollars in 2030. And then medical tourism in Indonesia is actually, there was an idea of making medical tourism in 2009 and then becoming an MOU between the Ministry of Health and Ministry of Tourism in 2012. And then in 2015, there was a Minister Health of Regulations number 76, which regulate basically the medical tourism itself. Indonesia on the other hand, Indonesian people went overseas for treatment. And one report from one of the insurance, Cigna, in 2017, there was around 155 trillion rupiah, or equal to $1 billion going abroad, especially to Malaysia, Thailand, Singapore, and other Asian countries. While in Bali itself, there are some medical providers that serve this market, medical tourism tourists, since 2012 already, and the numbers of patients are increasing every year. Medical tourism itself, based on the government regulations number 50, 2010, the regulation itself says that the development of medical wellness, but then the Ministry Health Regulations number 76, 2015 said that only hospital with A or B class and fully accredited and have center of excellence can accept medical tourism patients. While in Bali, there are some hospitals like BIMC, Bali Royal Hospital, Prof. Murah Hospital, or even Dental Clinic 911 has been fully accredited, have center of excellence. This is quite ironic with what other countries do, like Malaysia, Thailand, Korea, India, even Vietnam. They don't need any hospital class A or B to accept medical tourism patients. Clinics can accept medical tourism patients. So this is quite ironic. As the potential, of course, we can see it from the supply and demand. From the interviews that I've done with 100 respondents at the moment, 86% said that Bali has the potential to be the medical tourism destination. And type of medical tourists based on Cohen. There are actually 4 types of medical tourists, but those who come into Bali were mere patients, around 48%. Mere patients mean that those who really comes for medical treatment. And then vacationing patients, around 34%, which is patients who comes for treatment as well as vacationing or doing the leisure. And then medicated tourists, those who comes while they're in Bali and they have emergency cases like accidents or anything, they were around 18%. And then based on the questionnaires, 86% has said that Bali has the potential because Bali has been the tourism destinations for a long time. And then there are medical providers that serve the medical tourism patients, and the competency of medical staff, doctors and the paramedics, and then lower prices for some treatments or procedures, and the perfect recuperations place close to home, especially for Australians, because Australians consider Bali as their second home, and then professional and friendly staff, center of excellence that people or patients are looking for. Some also said that medical procedures are very good, and then doctors and paramedic competencies are very good, 94%. Medical provider buildings and equipment are very good, 86%. 92% said that they are very satisfied with the procedures, and 100% said they love to recommend. For the price comparison, as there are some treatments that, especially those without implants, our treatment is actually lower than other countries. For example, like the dentals and also IVF, comparing to Malaysia, ours is comparing to Thailand, ours is much lower, but comparing to Malaysia, ours is much more expensive. Why? Because, okay, this is the strength and weaknesses. Of course, there are a lot of indicators, but the 3 strengths are medical provider in Bali have worked together with accredited medical agent to build the trust. And then there are center of excellence that patients look for. So this will increase the demand. Certain procedures are cheaper, like dental and IVF. This also will increase the demand. But then the weaknesses are no affiliations with doctors and clinics and hospitals overseas for the post-care. And then doctors are not mono-loyalist, and prices are more expensive than competitors, especially that with implants. While the opportunities versus the threat from the 10 indicators, medical tourism global market is huge. Buying power and economic growth of the country origin is good. And then private sector's role widely influenced Bali's medical tourism development. And the threats are actually Bali's image is cultural and natural destinations, not medical tourism destinations. And then Bali's competitiveness with established medical destinations, and then no tax incentive on implants, medicine, and medical equipments. So the grand strategies, of course, from the three market penetrations, market development, and product development. I highlighted the red one here. From the market penetration, we have the use of digital technology to promote modern marketing channel from social media, website for international market. And then we have to enhance the government roles on the medical tourism development. And number 10 is very, very important because we have to do the branding and promotion on Bali image as a medical tourism destinations by serial campaign. And as far as the market development, number 1 is cooperations with more overseas agencies and insurance. Second is affiliations with overseas hospital and for knowledge transfer and communications to boost patients' trust. And as of product development, we have to develop new products that combine medical and leisure, develop services of excellence, and differentiate us from other competitors. And this is the most important one, which is proposed to the government for tax incentive on implants, medicine, and equipments, and then build the patient's trust by enhancing medical staff competencies like training or fellowship program. And last but not the least is enhanced communications and coordination skill among the medical staff. Okay, now I'd like Prof. Lenny and Ibu Sastri already describe how important the role of women. I'd like to highlight also the role of women in the healthcare industry. Like this slide, if we see the specialist, in terms of specialist, female is around, I'm talking about the medical staff in Denpasar. Okay, out of 1,130, the female specialists are 460. While the GPs out of 667, 425 are female. The dentists total out of 43, 24 are female. The nurses out of 95, 3,000 or almost 2/3 of the medical staff or nurses are women, of course. And the midwives, of course, there's no men for midwife. So 100% are women.
Female.
And in our group itself, at Bali Royal Hospital, out of 179 specialists, 79 are women. But for the paramedic, I mean, nurses and pharmacies, analysts, out of 468, 393 are female, and the non-medical staff, 222, 144 are female. So this shows how important the role of a woman, even in the health industry. Okay, the limitation of my research is, of course, the research was only conducted in the 4 medical providers and focuses only on the incoming patients and did not find any type of medical tourist proper like in Thailand. So these can lead to another research. Why do locals or domestic, excuse me, or Indonesian went abroad for medical treatment? So these, because of the locals going abroad and leaking of the visas, Bali, while on the other hand, Bali is very potential to be a medical tourism destinations, the government then, like Ibu Indah said, the government built Bali International Hospital in Sanur as a special economic zone and start promoting medical wellness. In response to this, some of the medical providers in Bali have created new packages on medical wellness, because we know that if we only, let's say, sell medical tourism overseas, I think we are outnumbers and out by Malaysia and other Asian countries like Singapore, Malaysia, Thailand. They are very advanced in medical tourism packages. So we are now trying to create medical wellness, and we have promoted it in Amsterdam in October 2024. And Bros Hospital Group have also prepared a special package for this. So let me give you one of our packages on wellness. So hopefully this will also highlight the medical wellness development and promotion for Bali.
Imagine a place where the beauty of nature meets the highest standards of medical and wellness. Welcome to Bali, island paradise with breathtaking scenery and top-notch healthcare. At Bali Royal Women and Children's Center, we understand that the health and well-being of you and your loved ones are our top priority. Our comprehensive range of facilities and professional experienced medical and wellness team are committed to providing you with the best possible care in warm and welcoming environment. Experience the beauty of Bali and the comfort of our state-of-the-art facilities and care. Bali, the perfect place to let go of all of your worries. Let Bali Royal Women and Children's Center recharge your spirit while you explore the island. Take a peek at your medical wellness journey at Bros Ina. Reflect upon the newly gained insight. Ensuring your personalized health needs and assessments. Royal IVF Clinic, where a new life starts. Who wouldn't enjoy good food to heal the soul and body? Tasty yet healthy meal. The renowned Ubud Resort welcomes you with delight. Clear your cluttered mind by sharing with us. Harness the transformative power of pranic healing as they harmonize your body and mind. Immerse yourself in Bali's spiritual traditions with a Malukat ceremony, purifying your soul. Renew your spirit, a spiritual cleansing to embrace new beginnings. Savor a delicious and balanced meal designed to fuel your well-being. Energize your mornings with invigorating yoga. Unwind in a serene spa environment where luxury and tranquility come together. End your day on a delicious note with a satisfying dinner. Take a moment of peace and reflection before your journey concludes, leaving you feeling refreshed and rejuvenated. Discover the holistic wellness and serenity in Bali at Bali Royal Women and Children's Center Medical Wellness Program. Reserve your wellness retreat today. A path to wellness, a journey of healing and transformation.
Thank you very much. That will be the end of my presentations.
Thank you very much, Ivoca. I agree with you that the medical tourism need to be more promoted. So probably, if I may suggest, that we work together also with some travel agencies, that they create the package together. They go everywhere for promotion. So that will be really, it's really useful indeed that people come here not only for medical reason, maybe they are kind of afraid of, but
Yeah.
with leisure combining, especially in the serene places, the hotel that you're working with is really beautiful hotels and resorts, and that will help the patient, what you call it, being
Sure.
well soonest. Yeah, but good luck on the health tourism of Bali, and be the divisa, please. Keep the divisa at home.
Yes.
don't let our people go to Thailand or to Penang or to Singapore. We're tired of that. But please, as
Yes.
we have a woman power, we do it. We talk to the government.
Yep.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ibu.
Okay,
Thank you.
dear participants, ladies and gentlemen, the next presentation will be presented by Dr. Dia Permana Tirtawati, my good friend. She's the co-founder and director of sales and marketing of PT Melali Mais, and she will be speaking about the Greenwich comment in connection in the role of a woman in mice industry. So, Mbak Dia, silakan.
Yes, thank you very much, Mbak Ratna, a good friend, a dear friend whom I know already about 20 years or more, yeah, Mbak Ratna.
Yes.
Thank you so much. And yes, good morning, good afternoon, good evening to all of the attendees of this summit. I really, feel grateful for being here, invited among the very, top-notch speakers here. And I'm actually nobody if I'm compared to everyone here. So I sincerely thank the Institute of Tourism, Dr. Reza, and also UN Tourism, Bali Provincial Government, Bali Tourism Board, FONUS, and Perhumas Ibu Eka Mahadewi. Thank you for inviting me to share my experience in organizing MICE events in Bali and also outside Bali and abroad, and also to present insights from my dissertation on green hybrid conference management. So without further ado, because we have limited time, allow me to share my screen, and I would like to, give my presentation briefly. Yes, can you see my screen?
Yep.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you. So I'm going to speak about Green High Comment. This is actually an abbreviation from Green Hybrid Conference Management. And its connection to the role of women in the MICE industry. So my name is Dia Permana Tirtawati. I'm the co-founder and also the director of sales and marketing of PT Melali MICE. We are based in Bali, but we are, organizing events, not only in Bali, almost in whole Indonesia and also abroad, including Dubai, Australia, Singapore, etc. So this presentation is actually based on the research findings of my dissertation in the doctoral program in tourism at the Faculty of Tourism, Udayana University. And this dissertation titled Green Hybrid Conference Management Model, or Green High Comment Model, post-COVID-19 to support sustainable tourism in Bali. So the research was done in the period of time April to November 2023. Some facts that we face. First is the MICE industry plays a crucial role in Bali's tourism sector. And post-pandemic, there is a growing need for a greener and more sustainable management model. So the role of women in MICE is increasing, whether as leaders, organizers, or participants or delegates. So the concept of the hybrid green conference management model seems to be simple because it has only 3 points. The first is the green one. It is focused on sustainability, energy efficiency, and carbon footprint reduction. Second is hybrid. that the conference or the meetings will be held in a combination of physical and virtual events to enhance efficiency and also the reach, a broader reach. And then impact on mice through innovation in hosting environmentally friendly and inclusive events. So post-pandemic COVID-19, the mice industry has changed. What are there? Changing trends and adaptation to digital technology that we realize that now the technology is so advanced. And then the need for eco-friendly venues and facilities. This is also, we realize by the higher, carbon dioxide and so on, the global warming, etc. So we are thinking of more eco-friendly venues and facilities. And then the growing participant preferences for sustainability. This all leads us to a new way of, organizing conference or organizing MICE. So the result of my dissertation is actually this model. This is called Model of Green Hybrid Conference Management. And the concept of green high comment stems from the shift in the conference formats, mostly offline before the COVID. Here we can see that offline management was the first we know, and then it was shifted into online during the pandemic. And then we go into hybrid after the pandemic. So actually, the core of the Green High Common is driven by the philosophy, which includes value, spirit, and commitment. And then this motivate the management to have an initiative and further to an action. And this action will be, shared by the characteristic and achievement targets, and they make the action more, sustainable. And the Green Conference organization steps, it has 5 pillars. The 5 pillars are the green planning, the green team, the green logistics, green management, and green review. And finally, every implementation should lead to a valuable lesson learned and continuous improvement for the future events. I don't want to speak deeply about this because this is very theoretical. And I would like to speak about the role of women in the MICE industry. Now, many women came up as leaders like CEOs, event managers, and decision makers in MICE. So as mentioned also in the earlier statements from Prof. Lemmy and the others, they said that women are playing more and more important role in any fields in the world, and also including in the MICE industry. And women also act as innovators, driving sustainable events and digital technology. This is the most important thing nowadays. And also as participants or delegates, there are increasing number of female travelers attending MICE events. So they are not only going for leisure, as mentioned also by Ibu Diah Pirtanatri earlier. And, this also can be found in the MICE industry. So women-friendly MICE destination, how it should be. So it should be, accessible, safe, and comfortable for the female participants. So the accessibility, safety, and comfort are the most important roles that we have to think about. And then the supporting facilities such as nursing rooms, childcare, and safe transportation, also very much needed. And a good example of destinations in Bali, like Nusa Dua Convention Center or BNDCC, Bali International Convention Center, and also other hotels, those offer venues for, holding MICE events. They are also, very good in their facilities. And female travelers in MICE, we know that there is increasing number of professional women attending MICE events. So we have seen in our, conferences and meetings we organize so far, from year to year, there are increasing women attendance. This is actually very, very good to know and to realize. And while specific data on female attendees at MICE events in Bali is limited, but we can see that the global trends indicate a growing number of professional women participating in such events. Many MICE events also feature a dedicated ladies program, so which has significant economic and cultural multiplier effects. And these programs often include cultural tours and shopping experiences, enhancing both the local economy and participant engagement. So this is what Bali is also, become a very famous destination for MICE, because Bali can offer not only cultural but also natural destination, yeah, and the blending of both makes Bali very desirable by attendees. And the factors influencing destination choice are, for example, safety, facilities, and culture, as mentioned, and of course, the strategies to attract more female travelers to MICE events in Bali have to be created. So this is our, homework now, how to package Bali as a complete and holistic MICE destination. And the conclusion and recommendation is that the Green High Common model serves as a sustainable solution for MICE in Bali. So for those who are interested in knowing more about my dissertation, actually, you can contact me and we can discuss about it. And then women play a key role in the development of the MICE industry. MICE destinations need to be more inclusive and sustainable to attract female markets. And the collaboration between the government, private sector, and communities is essential to effectively implement this concept, because we are, we cannot do it separately, only, sporadically, but we have to go to do it all together, because we do need regulations that supports this green hybrid conference management model. So yesterday I had also the opportunity to speak. I was invited as a guest speaker by the Ministry of Tourism to talk about sustainable MICE. So I really, yesterday make a presentation about my findings in this through this research. So it was quite long because I had half an hour of time to, explain about the sustainable MICE. So that's why I could speak also more about it. But since I have only 8 to 10 minutes now, so I rather, speak just broadly, but whoever who interested to speak or discuss about this theme, I welcome you to, to be in touch with me. Now allow me to show a short video just to show you what, Bali can offer for, as a MICE destination. Bali is actually ready to do green hybrid conference management. This is what we have done.
Her Excellency, Finance Minister of the Republic of Indonesia. In the geopolitical situation now, any commodity, any instrument can become an instrument for relationship.
And even night and day, we've been working together to shape policies of Indonesian economy to reach our goals.
Australia is proud to have supported IFED through Prospera for many years. We're especially proud of our partnership between the Ministry of Finance and the Australian Treasury.
I'm particularly proud to say that ADB has supported this important forum for nearly a decade and a half.
Industrialization
becoming amazing amount of rich natural resources. Run economic growth. I'm assuming we see that we are going to think about how to execute all of these ideas and to put it on the ground and how to do it all together.
So that would be the end of my presentation. I thank you so much for your kind attention. And this is my email address for those who would like to be in touch with me. You are very welcome. I thank you, and I give the time back to Ibu Ratna. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Wow, what insightful MICE. And we know that Bali is also MICE destination. And hopefully this year will be better with, with the condition that we are facing and challenging at the moment. But I believe the big corporate companies in Jakarta would also will do MICE. Yeah, but good luck for that. Thank you very much. Okay, dear participants, ladies and gentlemen, before we move on, I would like to offer one door prize, which is staying one night at the glamorous camping at the Toya Ubud Eco Park and Waterfalls, which is newly established. And it's really, really serene because it's a good for healing. It's a good for just for yourself. And located in Kendran, in Ubud. And we offer you a one night stay in our one of the glamping, including breakfast for 2 person. And nearby, you can see a lot of trekking and local attraction, and of course, a beautiful rice field, which is good for healing. So, for those who submit the papers of the research, the Institute of Tourism will select which one to be the winner. Okay, stay tuned. All right. Our next presentation is number 6, which will be presented by Dr. Putu Sucita Yanti, Associate Professor and Coordinator Research Center of Tourism, Faculty Udayana University in Bali. She will be presenting life experiences and future career for Balinese women in hospitality industry. Silakan, Ibu.
Okay, thank you, Ibu Ratna, for the times. To all the distinguished guests, it's really nice to meet you here, and I'm so interested to hear all of the previous speaker, which is really insightful presentations. And then I also like to thank you to the committee or the Director of Institute Tourism, Dr. Reza, and also the chairwoman, Ibu Dr. Made Eka Mahadewi. And also for the audience here, I would like to share my research finding with all of you today. I will discuss about law, life experience, and future career prospect of Balinese women, especially in the hospitality industry. So this research aim to understand the challenge and also opportunities that Balinese women face in this sector. So I will let me share my PowerPoint right now. Okay, I hope it's okay now. Ibu Ratna, would you mind to check?
Yep.
Okay. So this topic is particularly important as a tourism in a major industry in Bali. And a woman participation, especially in the industry, tourism continues to grow. However, despite of the significant number of women working in this sector still have a specific barriers that need to be addressed. This research will help us understand how Balinese women manage the balance between work and also personal life and how they build careers in industry, which actually we know that often dominated by also men. Yeah. And Women working in the tourism industry also face a various challenges, including gender equality, work-life balance, opportunities for managerial positions. And this study aims to explore the work experience of Balinese women and how they perceive their future in the hospitality industry. While opportunities for women in this industry are expanding, they still face challenges, including social cultural norms that continue to place women in domestic roles. So tourism is a sector that questions the gender issues, and it favors at international scale and empowerment of women, but also repeat gender discrimination in terms of salary or the career. And also that I see from being mentioned that 50% women represent in tourism in Indonesia, but also in the international, based on the global report on WTO 2019, also mentioned that women represent 50% of the hospitality and catering activities, but their occupation are mostly servant and also administrative staff, and their income is only 14.5% less than men. And additionally, in many cases, a Balinese woman must adapt to flexible yet often irregular work schedules. They also struggle to secure higher leadership positions, despite having an equal qualification and also experience as a man. And therefore, this research also aims to explore the factor that help Balinese women to be succeed in this industry. And for your information, the literature, especially in Bali, already talk about a woman in some of part or as a role in the tourism industry, such as it was noted that in the finding from the 1990s, Balinese women had a dual role as a workers in the tourism industry and as a housekeepers, a term that is commonly recognized. However, their role have been increasingly acknowledged and valued and the force to promote women empowerment and sustainable development in Bali. And of course, there's also research from the foreign scholar also talk about Bali, like Chukir, Norris, and Wall in 1969. And also similarly, local researchers also do the same in the study of women tourism. We have also Prof. Dharmaputra as audience here, who are talk about Wanita Bali in 2007. And also we have one speaker like Ibu Pitanatri, and also me doing some of recent in women's, and also publish some book entitled Sri Kandi Kuliner, which is one of the subject is Ibu Janet Denif here also as a speaker. Well, it's lucky for me to see all of them here. And for the literature review of this research, we have women in tourism opportunities and also barriers. And this study also highlight how women play a role tourism in the tourism industry, and also reveal some of the challenges that remain as a gender disparities in leadership and work-life balance. And for the methodology, I trying to do the qualitative research by biographical and phenomenological analysis with semi-structured face-to-face interview with 10 hoteliers, 5 women and also 5 men. So I put the balance number because I want to see the perspective both women and also men, and data collection in 4 and 5 star hotels. And about the findings, first finding about the work-life balance, the interviews revealed that job satisfaction among Balinese women is influenced by, number 1 is salary, work environment, and also time flexibility. And many respondents also state that positive work cultures and gender equality in major hotels help them grow in their careers. However, they still face challenges such as long working hours and balancing work and also family life. And one informant stated that I enjoy working in this industry, but the biggest challenge as a Balinese woman is balancing work and also family, especially during peak seasons. And the other finding about the career progressions, so Balinese women have a significant opportunities in the hospitality industry, particularly in the sales department, front office department, housekeeping department, and also human resource department. A supported workplace culture plays a crucial role in their success. However, gender stereotype persist and must be addressed through policy that support women in leadership positions. And one also respondent note that I see more women taking managerial roles, but there is still a perception that women are less deceived compared to a man. And for the discussion, the study showed that the women excel in the communications, leadership, and adaptability, making them as a valuable asset in this industry. However, work-life balance remains a key factor in career decisions. Policies that promote gender equality and also career development are really essentials. If the hospitality industry can foster a more inclusive and supportive work environments, women will have a greater opportunity to thrive and also lead this industry. And it is crucial for a Balinese woman to continue developing their skill through by education and also training, by enhancing their competencies. They can become more competitive in the labor market and also build more stable and sustainable career in a tourism industry. This opportunity must be supported also by policies, not only in the level of government, starting from the industry or the place they work, and that consider the specific needs of women in the workplace. And as a conclusion of this presentation, so women participation in the hospitality industry is increasing. Although gender bias remains a challenge, progress is being made. And also one informant shared that I am proud to have a career in the hospitality while maintaining Balinese culture, but I hope for more policies that support women in achieving a higher positions. Education and policy support will play a crucial role in ensuring equal opportunities for a Balinese woman in this industry. And of course, work-life balance remains a significant challenge for women in this field. And therefore, we need a sustainable solution, such as a flexible work arrangements and mentorship program for a woman should be developed. With the right support, I think Balinese women can contribute more to the hospitality industry without sacrificing their roles in family and also society. Thank you so much for the time and also the attention from all of the audience. I back to the session with Ibu Ratna.
Thank you, Ibu Yanti. What an insightful again. And I believe being living in Bali more than 40 years now, and I know more and more that Balinese woman is a wonder woman. Can you imagine holding the offering using motorbike? I was like, oh my God, how can she manage? But indeed there are minutes. But
Actually,
really
in the
happy
last
to
slide, you might see the photos of me bring the offering. I wonder why I can do this because I never did this before. Yeah, as a Balinese woman who also walk and stay in Denpasar and I have to back to the hometown doing this activity. Yeah, this is the social life that I have to do. Okay, thank you so much.
Indeed.
Matur
Yeah.
sesama.
Thank you. Thank you very much. All right, dear participants, the time is move on, and we are going now to the next presentation. that will be presented by Ms. Budi Santika, tourism lecturer from Undiknas University in Bali, that she will be delivering the balancing tradition and tourism. Silakan. Ibu Budi Santika, are you there?
Oh yeah. Please let me share my screen first.
Thank you.
Yeah, everyone can see my screens?
Yep.
So good evening, everyone, and thank you so much for having me today. It's really such an honor for me to have a discussion with a very great woman, ladies here. And it's similar as Ibu Dr. Suchita Yanti present about balancing tradition and tourism with a woman. So I will also add some information about that I have based on my research in 20 and 23 about how Balinese women can balancing tradition and tourism at the same time. So as everyone know here, Bali is a world famous tourism destination, but behind its successful, there are thousands of women who are not only work in the hotel industry, but they are all of them are working in the tourism sector, such as restaurants, travel businesses, and hospitality industry. But also at the same time, they can carry out such an important and important religious and family duties as a woman. So here, Balinese woman or a woman in a global tourism based on a statistical overview. This is based on Central Bureau of Statistics of Indonesia. So to understand this better, globally, women make up more than 54% of the tourism workforce, more than in the most other industry. Especially in Indonesia, the number even higher, with a woman holding 59% of job in hospitality industry. In Bali itself, 47% of accommodation and food services workers are women. A lot of women work in hospitality industry in Bali. It can be a restaurant, it can be a hotel, it can be any travel agencies, accommodation, food services, more women to work in the hospitality industry. It is 47%. And this industry is very crucial for a woman, especially in Bali, to the island economy, employing more than 12% of the total workforce. These numbers show that women are driving force in tourism, but they also are carrying a double burden at home. You're carrying the traditional, carrying the culture, and how they manage between work in the professional life, in their career, and also work in their tradition and cultures. So what is the challenge they face? The dual roles dilemma. This is like the full cycles of dual roles dilemma by all of the women in Bali. First, the work commitment, often clash with religion duties. The career demands, they have the career demand, professional responsibility in tourism industry. It's requiring their times, their energy, and also after the working, they're working in the office. They have the domestic duties, traditional roles at home. The support system is in their own house and houses is usually the woman. First, the work commitment often clash with religious duties, and the tourism industry operates 24/7. It's never closed, except for a silence day, except for Nyepi only. The tourism industry will be closed. But Balinese women also have to prepare offering every day. They have to do the offering every day, attend the ceremonies, contribute to the temple events. And secondly, family and community. The responsibility remain very central to Balinese women. The woman manage the household, take care of the children, And also they need to participate in a banjar, or maybe, as you know, it is village councils. And this is the cycles is like a never ends for Balinese woman. That's why we call it as a dual roles dilemma for Balinese woman in Bali. And then for these dual roles, especially we knew that there are a feminist context, especially in the global and a local perspective. So feminism is a very broad term. In Bali, it has a very unique meaning. There are four feminism contexts in global and local perspective based on my observation. The first one is traditional feminism. It's usually pushed for full gender equality. And then we can call it Asian feminism. It's respect culture, tradition while advocating for women's rights. And then we have a conservative feminism. It's emphasize traditional female roles while advocating for equal recognitions of women talents and also capabilities. And then the last one is the Balinese. In the Balinese context, it is finds a balance between empowerment and traditional expectation. So the woman in Bali, rather than rejecting tradition, many Balinese women embrace them while while still seeking a career success. And this approach allow them to contribute both in the economically, in the family, and for the culturally. And based on my research, I do some research in Kedewatan. Maybe as you know, there are a small region in the Gianyar. It's called Kedewatan. So based on my research, found that the village in the Kedewatan, women are predominantly engaged in entrepreneurial ventures such as culinary or a food stall in Kedewatan. It's make them more efficiently to manage their schedule between how they can support the economic system in their family with their career also, and then to match it with their schedule to the cultures and the society in their own Banjar. And then meanwhile, for the men in the tourism in the Kedewatan, men were more frequently employed in a formal tourism establishment. This is the career path decision based on my research in Kedewatan that showed that women still has the side of their work-life balance, and how they find it, they need to make their own like their own businesses rather than become an formal employee, especially in the tourism industry, such as hotels or maybe restaurant in the Ubud area. So what is usually the community engagement in Bali, especially for women? It usually called Menyamo Braya. Maybe all of you already know about what is Menyamo Braya. Maybe you are used to. It's like a daily life for a woman to do this kind of Menyamo Braya. It's like a social life as a Balinese woman. So one key concept of Menyamo Braya, which means community solidarity, is women play an essential role in the social and religious activities. It can be ceremonial participation, it can be active engagement in the local government structures, or we call it Banjar or Desa Adat. And then also in the collective activities. There are a lot of collective activities, especially in the Banjar and in the local community as a Bali woman. And they actively participate in Banjar, organizing ceremonies, support the local events in the temple, in the family house. While this strengthening the social bonds, it also adds another layer of the responsibility to their daily lives. That is the community of engagement or Menyamo Braya that Balinese women usually do as a daily basis. Like every day, they need to do some kind of Menyamo Braya. And in Indonesia itself, we're already getting support by the governments. Thankfully, Indonesian law provides some protection for working women. We call it Undang-Undang Cipta Kerja in Indonesia. So the first one is about dismissal protection, where employers are prohibited by terminating pregnant, postpartum, and nursing women. Maternity leave is 3 months. It's also like a fully support for women in Indonesia to have a maternity leave for 3 months. And then a woman can take 2 days off during the menstruation if needed. I don't know if all the tourism industry already implemented this, but this is already in the our Indonesian law, Undang-Undang Cipta Kerja, so women can take their maternity leave. This is like the kind of the support by the government to all of the Indonesian women. It's not only for the Balinese women, but all Indonesian women can take their menstruation leave for 2 days every month. And then working hours protection. So based on the law, employers must provide security and transport for female and night shift workers. So usually a woman under 18 are prohibited to work between 11 p.m. until 7 a.m. But in the reality, there's a lot of students who seeking their internship, and usually they has a night shift to working in the tourism industry. And then the company should support them to provide like the security. What is the security looks like? Maybe a transportation, or maybe they need to reduce the night shift for a woman under 18 years old. So this is the legal protection for a working woman in Indonesia that's supported by our government. So where do we go from here? So Balinese Bali tourism industry is evolving every day, evolving. More companies are offering flexible work arrangement right now, and the gender inclusive policies are very improving year by year in Indonesia. But true balance require support from all sides, like family, employers, and communities. So women should not have to choose between their careers and their tradition. They should be empowered to success in both, to balancing both in the career and also in the social life, especially the cultural life, to manage the culture still sustainable, especially in Bali. Yeah, so to the end, I want to leave you this quote from Michelle Obama: "There is no limit to what we as a woman can accomplish." This is perfectly captures the strength of Balinese woman navigating works, culture, family with grace at the same time. So it is like my support to all of women, the great women here who have the presence in this event. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ibu Santika. Indeed, I agree, fully agree that we are women in Bali. We have to have the support system, especially serving the Banjars, the family, work life. So work-life balance is also important. Thank you very much. Okay. Dear participant, ladies and gentlemen, don't worry about the paper presentation will be uploaded in our website. So again, we'll be ready starting tomorrow. Okay, we are going to the next presentation. Will be presented by Gung Indah. So she is a chairwoman from Bali Theme Park Association, or we call Putri, Perhimpunan Usaha Taman Rekreasi Indonesia. Also managing director of True Bali Experience, commissioner of Jungle Goat Chocolate, the best, and also owner of Bali Horse Riding. Ibu Indah, silakan.
Yeah. Good afternoon, ladies. Ibu Ratna, thank you. It's been a great pleasure to get your invitation. And I also like to greet Mr. Reza Sultani as the president. Now I'm going to represent as the chairwoman of the Association of Indonesian Recreation Park and Attraction. So it's period at Aira. In Indonesian, we call it Putri, Perhimpunan Usaha Taman Rekreasi Indonesia. So our member, let me introduce myself before I go further. Thank you, Ibu Ratna, making the introduction to me. So I'd like to give you a little bit of information about what I'm doing in terms of in the business and activity. So Jungle Book is a chocolate factory as a company. We started in 2010. So we actually process from bean to chocolate bar. And since then, we have like working together closely with the farmer, the cacao farmer, and also we start to build our own farm, cacao farm, but working together by providing with the knowledge and giving the also the seedling and as well as the fertilizer. So Bali horse riding is one of the activity of tourism also that I start in year of 2000. It's basically a stable full of beautiful and gentle horses. The guests start from very beginning and say for everyone is horse along the beach. So it's the other mode of transportation you can say to know about Bali in the scenery of the beach. It's located in Gianyar, Sabah Beach. And True Bali Experience is basically a family business base. It started in 1995. We're doing a whitewater rafting company in the start, and then we're doing a cycling tour, and then we have a conservation base of activity. Before my husband and Toby and I do the Jungle Book chocolate. So with True Bali Experience is actually located in the north of Badung region. So as you can see, the tourism area in Bali is differentiated unequal, especially in Badung is one of the most highest income from tourism. When I was in a parliament member, we received an income from the hotel and restaurant for 6 trillion rupiah in a year. So they're all coming from the tourism. So, however, in Badung itself, it's divided into 2 regions, one in the south, one is the north. So I'm the locally from the north, is where the True Bali Experience is created. The reason being is we try to do an equal activity so everybody can get their own share. And then, however, in the north of Badung, we're not allowed to build as much as in the south of Badung region. So it's only up to south, and then the north can only be allowed to do farmer. So in order to make a profit income alternative for the local people to stop the urban, the movement of the local people to the city, that's why our family is inspired by foreign investor, which is really the Balinese owned company, the first that run the whitewater rafting and do our business in tourism without against the rule of the government, which is not allowed to build infrastructure, hotel and restaurants. So we use our beauty of nature, combine adventure tourism based on local wisdom, follow the rules as being a green area. So that's a little bit about our activity in the tourism. And in organization, as a womanpreneur, I'd just like to share a little bit that I've been in a few patterns like the Chamber of Commerce, and now apart from the poultry, we also like my last position formally in the government is in 2019 to just finish last year. I was elected to be the one of the member of parliament in Badung and in 2024. You know, win and loses is like something that we have when we are activists in organizations. So thanks for that. Also, I have the chance to be here today. Now I'm going to talk a little bit about, there's two main subject or theme that I like to share with you. One is the existence of our organization. DPD Putri, Perhimpunan Usaha Taman Rekreasi, in English we say IRA, Association of Indonesian Recreation Park and Attraction, is an organization that starts since 1970s. However, since the changing of era reformation, this organization seems to be going down a little bit, non-active. So only then, like almost 10 years ago, the Bali Tourism Board, which is Gabungan Industri Pariwisata for Bali region, organize, coordinate how this park and recreation organization bring them to alive again. Obviously, we also have the central organization that based in Jakarta. So me and our member, which basically all the professional tourism, our members are business owners and operators of the natural-based tourism and also amusement park. We have both private enterprises and community-based initiative in the management wise. So we have about now active member, it's 72 members, and we actually have about 500 potential recreation destination in Bali that potentially should be our member, but not yet. Therefore, we need the government involvement as a pressure group to bring them together to become our member. Why it is important? Because we have a vision to make Indonesia, especially Bali, a world-class destination that build on history, culture, nature, and local wisdom, delivering the exceptional quality tourism experience. That is our vision, which is expected to be delivered, and then the government always remind us to do so. In our mission, it's strengthened to collaboration with the government to develop tourism attraction across Bali for guarantee equality and legitimation. So quality is very important. So that's why we need to collaborate with the government with the highest legitimation within any area. And we also want to optimize destination management for long-term success to make everything we do is sustainable and environmental friendly. And we also want to develop standardized safety and security practices for recreational park. This is very important because without the safety, anything we do in the tour destination, park activity, theme park activity will bring into an end because no one wants to have holiday or no one wants to do tour activity in a non-safe environment. So that is some of our mission that we commit to it. So what is the purpose of our organization? So first, as a business, as the property owned, and we delivering also a commercial base. However, we need every information is crucial for us. So the purpose of our organization is to provide accurate, up-to-date information on Bali's tourism, recreation park, and attraction. And the other purpose is to act as a recognized partner of Bali Tourism Board. In Bali Tourism Board is our stakeholder. We have 10 associations. One of them is like PHRI, which is for hotel and restaurant, and SIPCO for MICE, and we also have Hilbiti Pari for academic, and ASITA for what we call agency, travel agent, and the guide association, HPI, and one of them is Putri. Among those 10 associations under Bali Tourism Board, I represent the woman as the chairman. So 9 of them is led by guys, dudes. So yes, this is to recognize, and Gaining government support also, our propose. Why? Because to enhance business performance, foster economic growth through tax contribution. We want to be contribute to the government and to the people and create employment opportunities for the local community. So government provides support to people, infrastructure, and preserve the culture, and we need to contribute to paying tax as the business commercial people. So this is in Putri, in IRA, we call it. We have a member who do the type of destination differently. So if you can see in the screen, there's a conservation base. So our member like zoo, like Taman Safari, we have Bali Zoo, we have Bird Park. Okay, and then the other is conservation base. Next is adventure base. Adventure base is more like a theme park. So we also have natural adventure base. We have rafting, doing the whitewater rafting. People do cycling and swimming and trekking, and we see there's a horse riding on the beach. And we also have heritage palace and museum. This is actually a legacy from the ancestor. It's something, especially the heritage and the palaces, is something that we have to preserve, and we can only find because this is have so many years of existence. So museum, obviously, Bali being the center of the art in Indonesia. There's so many artisan, painter, dancer, you can name it. And yeah, so we also have our activity based on culture and heritage. Okay, and it's a conservation base, heritage. Now I like to
Video has no sound.
Well, let me continue a little bit about the main point of us together here and how the role of a woman in the tourism industry, specifically in my side is the recreation and fun. So women is actually playing a crucial role in Bali tourism and recreation industry. to contributing in areas such as food service and hospitality. So again, we are not just cooking and cleaning, but there's also tour guiding and visitor services, organizational leadership and entrepreneurship, and providing balance. We have known very well known women as being having the ability of multitasking and abilities, and inspiring for future generations. So it's really important for us, being a woman, to do whatever industry that we do, and then to inspire our next generation women. So we also have the influence is equal and complementary to our male counterpart. In Bali, also, Balinese woman practices Balinese belief and ritual in a daily basis. Directly and indirectly, this is actually bringing also the reason why we gather and the tourists come to Bali. Is one of them is the people cultural activity, and women is actually playing a big important role on the ritual of Balinese. Challenges faced by women is how we balance organizational, professional, and family responsibility. All of this is actually what is my personal and associate experience being a woman in industry. The second one is to navigate culture expectation, particularly in Bali, patriarchal society like in Bali is actually exists still, whether we want to put it aside and try not to see it, but it actually still exists. How the woman experience still some discrimination in the daily life of Balinese culture. Physical challenges, as women, we cannot hide that women and men are born differently. We're not trying to be, we want to be equal, but we don't want to replace any other gender. So women should remain as a woman, man should remain as a male. So safety and security is also a concern for us as being a woman working in the industry, and sustaining long-term engagement in tourism career. Sometimes as a woman, you have to stop in the middle of your career because of family reason and other reason. So this is my last, how we overcome the challenge. We have to work smarter, not harder. And then we have to prioritize tasks that eliminate unnecessary activities. Sometimes there's so many agenda coming in one go, we cannot do everything, you have to face it, we have to choose which one is important. And then increase awareness and understanding of your culture norm. So you still have to respect all the norm that exists in your area, but without tolerating any discrimination. And speak with confidence backed by your knowledge. So when you have knowledge, you will have the confidence and you have to pass on the message and let the world hear you. And we also have to take leadership role and demonstrate commitment and discipline and uphold professionalism in every task. So sometimes we have the first impression of being belittling, but as soon as you get confident, you're professional, people will respect us as a woman for that. And then to overcome the safety and security challenges, we have working around the clock, day and night sometimes needed. We just have to be aware of our limitations. So it's okay to stop and then have the understanding and acknowledge of the limitation and wisely use your resources. Okay, sustainability, developing short and long-term career. So you know which one you're going to take and you don't come with always a surprise without any plan. So it's nice to sit and doing a systematic and strategic planning for your long and short-term action. And manage your energy wisely, like I said before. Build network across the industry level, and then prioritize self-care and personal hobby. You have to have hobby before you burn out. It's keep you going and back to focus to what you're doing again to maintain motivation and resilience. Okay, thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much, Ibu Indah. Indeed, yeah, that hopefully that more and more tourism destination attraction become members so that you can reach 500 members. Thank you very much for sharing. Okay, ladies and gentlemen participants, the next presentation will be delivered by Ibu Janet Denif, Director of Ubud Writers and Readers Festival. So she's going to talk about Ubud Readers and Writers Festivals. Ibu Janet, silakan.
Thank you, Ibu Ratna, and also the organizers, Pak Reza, for inviting me. I'm very thrilled to be part of this whole program. I am the founder and director of the Ubud Writers and Readers Festival that began in 2004. And I thought I would just ask them to play just a little video of the Ubud Writers and Readers Festival to give you a sense of what we do each year. So if they could run that through just as a little video, a bit of excitement about what we are currently preparing actually for this year. So maybe the team could run that for me now. I think they're going to present that. Anyway, in the meantime, oh, there we go. Yep, it's coming on. It's just a bit of a taste of what we do every year.
From the 23rd to the 27th of October. For more than 2 decades, we have charmed countless hearts, growing from humble beginnings into the region's most significant gathering for global minds. We are proud to stand as a testament to the power of storytelling, the resilience of the human spirit, and the enduring influence of the written word. This year's theme is Satyam Vada Dhammam Chara and translates as Speak the Truth, Practice Kindness. In a time when the rapid pace of global events can leave us feeling fragmented, disheartened, this year's festival invites us to pause and reflect on how words and ideas shape public discourse and influence social norms. It underscores the vital role of writers in promoting truth and kindness in a world that often seems to move in the opposite direction. There will be panel sessions, extraordinary performances, literary lunches, long table dinners, walking tours through rice fields and villages, spoken word, readings in breathtaking locations, book launches and cocktail parties, all designed to dazzle and inspire. So join us in a festival that promises to be magical, because Ubud is magical.
Thank you. That's just a bit of a taste about the festival, taste test. And I guess what's interesting for me is, as someone who's been living more than 30 years in Bali, you know, I have such a huge respect for Balinese women. They've been around me, you know, my whole time there, you know, so I really understand the cultural pressures, and we're talking about a patriarchal society that's still very much in existence, and I am always blown away by what they achieve and that kind of wisdom and power that they have in creating a life, an extraordinary life, and the sort of successes that they do within those constraints. There's something quite extraordinary about them, and yeah, I'm always blown away by that. The interesting thing with the festival is that when we started in 2004, there were maybe, I'm trying to think how many Balinese women were on my team, not that many. Nobody really knew what a festival was back then, let alone a writers' festival. But now I'm very proud to say that probably 80% of my staff are Balinese women. And so I'm very proud that we've drawn in young people, a lot of them from Ubud actually, and we're upgrading their skills, and they're very excited, and they're in, you know, the field of event management, and they're very good at it. You know, they're very thorough and professional. So, you know, I'm seeing it from the other side, and I'm very excited to see where they're going and the kind of possibilities that they have. And the festival itself is mainly attended by women, you know, like probably 75% of our audience are women. A lot of them are from Australia, of course, single women, or as we're talking about, the older women that choose to travel on their own or with other groups, other women. So it's really women's hood, and you know, it offers great opportunities for women. It's encouraging more women to write, you know, women who have stories. It's about networking on all levels. So it's a very positive environment for women, and yeah, we're enjoying seeing more women writers, and just young Balinese women that are seeing more opportunities with something like the Writers' Festival. So obviously women play a key role in our festival, not just the Writers' Festival, but also the Food Festival. And yeah, so it's a very exciting time for us. And we have interns that are young Balinese women. We have volunteers. 80% of our volunteers are women, young women, and again, a lot of young Balinese who are, you know, using that experience for their studies at university, etc. So yeah, we're kind of enjoying seeing the growth of women in our festivals, and kind of this next generation of young Balinese actually, and also. My daughter Lakshmi has started her own book club through the festival, and it's trying to encourage more young Indonesian women to read and to write in order to make sense of this world and help them become more aware. You know, reading is a way to move forward, to create a brighter future. So yeah, we're trying to work with the women that we have and bring out their greatest potential, because we know that they have so many skills, and these need to be honoured, basically. So yeah, I'm very happy to see, you know, looking back at where we started, but where we are now, and our fantastic team that are quite extraordinary, and they juggle their lives, you know, they juggle their cultural commitments, and they do it beautifully. So there's so many positive stories and so much wisdom to be acquired from the Balinese women. Terima kasih.
Thank you, Ibu Janet. Yeah, I know. I've been watching it every year, and it's more and more and more people, and make apa namanya, Ubud lebih terkenal, especially also with the food festival combining. Congratulations once again. Yeah.
Thank you. Terima
And
kasih.
indeed, woman has played important role, especially the young. Yeah, I really agree with you that we had to encourage the young people to write and to have more storytelling, and especially on those in this era, people not only live on the gadget but also on the storytelling. Thank you for sharing. Okay, dear participant, now we're coming to the last presentation. I'm sorry, taking a bit more than we scheduled. We're supposed to finish at 6, but never mind. We have a very, very, very good speakers. So we would like to welcome Ibu Trasi Grunfeld, founder of the Health Hub. So yeah, she would like to talk about the Women for Health Hub. Ibu Trasi, silakan.
Can you hear me now? Hello.
Yes. Hello.
Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining us today. Thank you, Ibu, as well. First of all, I'll just explain what Health Hub is. I've been here for more than a decade here in Bali, and I'm from a health, like functional medicine background. What we have created here is a platform to connect people to better health. And we see that Bali is a centre for health seekers and vitality seekers worldwide. But for the last decades, they've been coming more for the wellness sector, etc. But now, especially with the government having a big push with the medical to wellness tourism, it's really time now for, especially what Health Hub's been working these last decade, that we can showcase what Bali's got to offer. And what it is, it's a little bit different than what's through the rest of the world. Now, I'll reference the women on one side, because what it is, we say that Bali is a catalyst for change. Even if you did nothing, you'll have a shift. So health-wise, what Bali is, the women, they are everything. The children come from the mother, the boys come. And it's this heart-centered care that we can't get anywhere else in the world. Many times Indonesia is comparing themselves to the countries like, say, Singapore, Malaysia, and these other hospitals. But the real healing that we're talking about for health is in that gap. It's beyond the medical care, and that's what Bali can offer. So just to share a little bit, can we have some help with this, Detroit? Can we just have the help? So that you understand what Health Hub is. All right. So what we have, is that all right? Okay. So Bali women in tourism. The women in Bali are Balinese, but we've also got Indonesian ladies, expats, and then we also have women also from the rest of the world coming here as well. And like I said, the platform is to connect people to better health. It's based on science that we can identify what the state of health is, and we can see this actually happening through the various hospitals now that are created, and Health Hub is working very closely with the medical tourism associations and the hospitals and even in the other sectors there. But what we've found from Jakarta, we've got medical to wellness in Bali. There is a gap. And this is where we're sitting, and that we see the central difference with tourism here in Indonesia. And it's an integrative model, because what happens is from medical to wellness, the healing happens in health. And they're the health tourism goals. We say there's 9 levels, and that's what Bali women can bring to the table to support the healing process, the recovery beyond the medical side. And what we have is what I just mentioned, all the other countries. This is introducing a new model of care. And it's when we say we use USADA, it's putting the science behind USADA, working closely with the hospitals and the universities, with doing the research, understanding all the active constituents and how it can benefit people's health. And then putting that into the programs, the retreat model that's here, and we call them medically informed retreats. Recently, we just had what we call a biohacking event to understand the biology. It's very popular now for foreigners to come here and want to up-level their health. Some are vitality seekers. But what we say is that the cutting-edge science and research, we're redefining real health, what it means, and unifying the global knowledge, because Bali's an epicenter, bring it all together. And not that any of us are acting as doctors here, but we are helping to curate the programs with the local doctors. And so any of the doctors that are interested in, say, medical tourism, we are able to give them the support in a model that's not even done in the West. Not even in Germany. We have the programs there for cancer and autoimmune. They're usually in clinics. Here in Indonesia, we also have this in hospitals, which is amazing. So we'll be able to support real health and then go from there. This is just one of the events we just had recently, a local one for the expats and the locals. And then now we go into what we call Pure Bali. So part of Health Hub is about putting the Bali back into Bali and giving the support, because the elements, which is very much part of the Balinese culture, being very grounded and connected, and then coming from a heart-centered place where the real healing happens. So the model is from West meets East in Bali. And we then work with the how can you say, all the traditional ways, whether it be in the mud, in the sand, in the waterfalls, in a very pure, it's what Bali's often offering. So what we're talking about here over the last, sorry, I should reference this. This is some of the panels we've had once a month. The first Monday of every month, we have a health panel that's shared globally. And you can see the women here. We've got doctors and dentists, all sorts of people there, ladies. But the difference with this tourism model is that it's a medically informed tourism model with a very strong back of the doctors. The doctors in the hospitals here, you asked about women in Bali in the hospitals. Many of the hospitals we have, they're women CEOs in there as doctors that are caring for that model. And what's nice is they're communicating that we can shape what we call a gold standard, and any of the issues, there's a communication that's happening. What's next? Well, we're talking about rebranding Bali as a global epicenter for real health. That's the bottom line. Getting away from just the traditional, but bringing, how can we say, that it's a real healing place and we can bring people back to nature. And I think that was all that I had to share. That finished very quickly, didn't I? I ran through that. So yeah, normally I just ask if anyone's got questions, but nobody can ask questions here. Do you have any questions?
Thank you, Budrasi. I think all the questions, because we are running behind schedule.
Yeah.
But for the questions, kindly directed to our website, institutetourism.com, or email to consultant.pariwisata.bali@gmail.com.
Yeah.
So that, and also all the questions and answer will be remain in our website, so that the participants, they can reread, or they can also, because your presentation will be also keep in that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then people
the,
can connect to the events and what it is, so they know what's happening, where to go, whether it's a hostel, a clinic, a retreat. We're just connecting that there's some kind of standard everywhere. Yeah.
Yeah. Or the participant will be able to scan on when will your paper will be put it on our website.
Yeah. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much for sharing.
Yeah. Thank
All right,
you.
dear participant, time is now, it's almost Bali time. It's like 6:37. So for those who are fasting, happy breakfasting. It's about the time. And I would like to invite Dr. Eka from the tourism for in Bali to have a closing statement. And I will close later on after Dr. Eka give a closing statement.
Miss
Silakan, Bu Eka.
Tracy, would you please stop sharing your screen? So you are sharing still your screen. Okay.
Yeah.
Just stop here.
Okay, Bu Eka.
Thank you, Ibu Ratna, for lead our webinar today. Very inspiring with all great speaker, and also for the participant for joining us today in this inspiring webinar celebrating the remarkable contribution of women in Bali tourism industry. And as a chairwoman, let's stay connected, support one another, and keep pushing for progress, especially to support women in tourism industry. And then for Dr. Reza, thank you for your kind support, and also for the Executive Board of Tourism Institute to give me chance as a chairwoman of the webinar. I think that's all from me. Thank you again for the all great speakers and all participants. And time for you, Ratna. Please.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Eka. So thank you also, Pak Reza. We call Pak Reza. And we conclude that we all agree that women play a very important role in Indonesia tourism at large. So everywhere, it's not only in Bali, but also the rest of Indonesia and perhaps the rest of the world. All right. So thank you very much. And we will close the webinar today and wish you a very good evening. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much. Just to remind that the recording is from tomorrow on our website easily, and you can contact us. You can contact the speakers. Their biography will be there forever, and the PowerPoint, everything will be there from tomorrow. And thank you so much, our chairwoman, Dr. Eka and Ratna, and all the wonderful ladies, speakers, and everybody else. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank
Thank
you,
you, Pak Reza. Thank you, Bu
Okay.
Eka, Bu Ratna, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Thank you.